Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I am so glad that you are here and that you decided to stop by. Y'all, the garden is ever changing. And in this video, I'm going to take you along with me as I walk through the garden to do some harvesting. That's right, it is time to harvest. I have been out of town for the last 3 days, and just one look, I just did a quick scan and I'm like, we have some stuff to harvest. Like, it's amazing how the garden can change literally day by day in the summertime. If you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Barbara. I live in Tennessee in Zone 7B. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for continuing to come back. And also, I want to say thank you guys because I just hit 14,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. Yeah, we on our way. We are on our way. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, what you waiting on? Go ahead and subscribe in faith, because you're going to love this content and you're going to love going on this gardening journey with me. Literally, y'all, 5 years ago, I had never put my hands in dirt. My husband and my son built 4 raised beds in the back of my house 5 years ago. And 5 years later, y'all, I am still growing food, but I started this YouTube channel to create a safe place to inspire and motivate you to grow food so that you can feed your family, feed your neighbors, feed your church, feed whoever you want to feed, because you have the power to do just that. So I'm glad that you're here. But y'all, let's get to harvesting. Like, it's amazing how in 3 days, I'm like, the garden just looks lush, bountiful, and everything else. And my husband already beat me out here because, you know, he think he is harvest king. Harvest king. So he already got his basket. Let's go and find out what he's doing and how much he has harvested already as we start to walk through the garden. Y'all, check this out. We've been out here. We have been out here, I don't know, 3 minutes. He already has a basket of cucumbers. That one is huge. That one in the middle.
That's big.
Yeah, that probably was ready when we left. And I saw some hanging when we left and I'm like, oh, I can't get to that right now. So that is huge. I don't even know. I wonder if that's still
any good.
Yeah, it may be better.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I still see plenty hanging on the vine.
Plenty. We'll be back in a little bit.
Okay. No matter how much you garden, how many years you've been gardening, the garden never ceases to surprise or to amaze me. So literally, y'all, I went through the garden before we left out of town. We've only been gone about, 72 hours, and in 3 days. And it feels like if I was here the 3 days that I wouldn't have seen this much growth. But it's something about when you step away from the garden and you come back, it's like, what just happened? It's like so much growth. So I jump in and help my husband to start getting these cucumbers off the vines. In terms of the number of cucumber plants that I have right here, I want to say I have 12, no more than 12 cucumber plants. I think my original goal was to plant 10, and then I had a couple of more spaces. I have a mix of different kinds. So I have a English cucumber variety that is called sashimi, and then there was another English cucumber variety, I forget the name of it, and then I also have the Katrina cucumber, which the Katrina cucumber is a greenhouse variety, meaning that it performs well in high heat and high humidity. I've grown it for the last 2 years. It is a mega producer. It produces a ton of cucumbers, and it does really, really well. And then I did a sashimi last year. It did well also. I'm also making sure that the leaves are up on the trellis because a couple of them are on the ground and not staying up on the trellis, and then they're wrapping around my peppers in the row in front of them. And we don't want that. We want them to stay on the trellis. So we go through this whole trellis, and y'all, wait till you see how many cucumbers we actually picked. Okay, y'all. We're checking in. This is what we have. This whole basket is full. I don't even know how many cucumbers that is. At least 30. Wouldn't you say, bud?
At least.
It is full. Okay, we're going to keep going and see what else we can find in the tunnel before we go outside. Okay, so next I harvested just a few jalapeno peppers. This is the biggest one, this is the Craig's Grande. These other ones are small, but I just went ahead and harvested them because they were there and to encourage it to create more fruit. So the more you harvest, the more it's going to produce. I just went ahead and grabbed these, even though they're small, just because they were hanging there. But y'all look, my little pollinator patch is doing well, but I have tons of calendula. This is the most I've ever had. Usually I'm getting like 2 to 3 blooms a day, but I have quite a bit this time, which is awesome. And what I'm doing with the calendula blooms, I am freeze drying them when I have a freeze dry stack, or I'm just letting them air out and dry on the counter. And then I'm just saving them in a jar. And when my jar is full, I have a half-gallon jar. When the jar is full, then I will make some calendula salve. But until now, I'm just collecting them. So you can see that all of the flowers are popping. I'm gonna get some more calendula that's in here. And the more, of course, you harvest deadhead and do all the things, it will continue to bloom. My nasturtium here is taken over. I have to come back and prune that back. But all in here is looking good. You can see I have tons of flowers popping, which is great. Calendula blooms, more to open, which is great. My celosia, zinnias, so sunflowers, all that's doing good. So we got a bucket full of calendula flowers. I got some more calendula flowers back here that I'm gonna grab as well. Okay, so I got more calendula and I was able to get a few cherry tomatoes. I have lots of green tomatoes on the vine, but they're not blushing yet. The cherry sungo tomatoes are blushing. But that's all that I see out here in the tunnel that's ready to be harvested. I have a lot of bell peppers that have come on. I have a lot of peppers in some of the raised beds, but they haven't turned red yet. My eggplant is looking good. I have plenty of flowers, but no fruit yet. So I think that's all out here besides herbs. Oh, we need to harvest our lettuce. Let's go ahead and do that. One basket filled up, and then I remembered I had 2 more lettuces in this other bed behind this pepper and in front of this dill. It's kind of hid by the cilantro, so I went and grabbed another bucket to put more lettuce in, and this one has been shaded by the plants around it, which is good, especially because it gets really hot in here in the tunnel. So I can add this now to my stack. All right, I had a small basket for the lettuce. I just transferred it all to a big basket. So literally I have a whole a whole basket of lettuce, just like I have a whole basket of cucumbers. So that's a lot of lettuce. And I'm still grateful that we have lettuce in June. Like in this particular bed right here, I have 2 lettuces. And I think they're doing well because they're being shaded out by the dill up at the top. You can see the dill is flowering. I'm letting it kind of just stay and hang out for now. I harvested some last week and freeze dried more. I don't really need it anymore, but I'm just letting it hang out and do its thing. The bees love it and it's creating some shade. So right now I'm gonna let it stay. I think again, that is it. We got all the lettuce that's out here, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go outside to the outside garden and see if we have any cucumbers, squash, and zucchini for sure. I definitely, before I left, I grabbed 5 zucchini that was there, and I just grabbed it. That was the only thing I had time to grab. So let's see if there's more out there and what else we can harvest. Y'all, as soon as we rounded the corner, I saw yellow squash screaming. So I'm gonna let my husband do the honors because he loves this part, and we're gonna catch up with him and see how much he's able to harvest. I don't know. How many of y'all think that he can fill up this whole basket of some harvest stuff? I think he can. Let's see if he can get a whole basket full by the time he's done. Can somebody spell abundance? Y'all, this is the first week of June, our first big harvest, and I am blown away. I am absolutely blown away. Don't worry, I'm gonna let you see it. I couldn't bring the basket up here. It's too heavy, and my husband is still going. So the question was, will he be able to fill up another basket? And the answer is a resounding yes. He probably needs another one. Wait till you see what God has done. Y'all, this is unbelievable. For those who don't know, if you're new around here, my husband is in ministry. We're both in ministry. My husband is in full-time ministry. And my husband told him that he prayed. What did you pray for, babe?
A double abundant harvest.
He prayed for a double abundant harvest. And because the Lord answers prayer, and apparently my husband is his favorite, the Lord has done just that, because I can tell you, we already have 2 full baskets of food, and this is just cucumbers, squash, and zucchini. We have not harvested any tomatoes or like bell peppers yet. I harvested those little cherry tomatoes that I told you about, and I have a few more of those, but mostly it is just that. So can you imagine when the tomatoes and the peppers come in, and then all the other stuff? And y'all, I got to turn the camera around and show you. He's still down there picking. He's going to bring that basket up here because it's heavy. But I got to show you, y'all, I have corn on the vine. It's not ready to pick, but I have corn. Let me show you. Do you see that? Is that corn? That is corn. Yes, indeed. Y'all, I promise you, it was not like this 3 days ago when I left. When I left, remember I told you we had some tasseling? And then I did see some silks last week, but now we have corn all the way down forming. Look at that. Corn, corn, and more corn. Y'all, I'm so excited. Y'all know corn is my favorite vegetable, and I haven't been successful. But look, it is looking good. Oh, while my husband's still down there picking, let me show you my latest toy, because y'all know I love a toy. This is my new bed. Y'all, this thing is big. It's all in the aisleway. I didn't quite calculate that. So y'all know that I am building up this raised bed row to add in extra space to grow food along the perimeter. So I started off with the one down there in blue, which is from Vego, and there's a code if you want that in my description box. But then all the rest of these are Vego garden beds, which I love. And so I have a 2x10 there. I think this is the 2x8. Y'all excuse the weeds. It's literally out of control. And then I have another 2x10 here. But then I just ordered the circular one. This is very similar to the circular one that I have in my tunnel, except this is 32 inches high. The one that I have in my tunnel and all these other ones are 17 inches high. So literally, y'all, you don't even have to bend down. You literally can just go up here and just put your hand in it and plant. It is like waist level. So I did it just because I wanted to try it. Now, if money was not an object, I would have all of these 32 inches high. This is obviously way more, I shouldn't say way more expensive, but it is more expensive getting the 32 inch high versus the 17 inch. And then obviously it's going to be way more soil to fill this up. The diameter is 42 inches across. And I'm gonna have to see if he can push this back, because it's a little bit in the aisleway of more than what I wanted, because I didn't really calculate the width of that compared to these, because these are 2 inches across in width. 2 feet. And so this is 42 inches, which that's 3.5 feet. across. But yeah, at some point I'm going to fill this up with soil. We still have soil left from the soil that we had dropped earlier in the year, so I'll fill up the rest of that with that. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to plant in here at all. Probably flowers or an herb or something like that. That's probably what I'll do. And again, this is really, I got it to see if I like the height, and then also for demonstration purposes. So when I say for demonstration purposes, what I try to have in my garden, again, because I'm a content creator and I have a YouTube channel, and because people visit the farm, I want to show every possible way to grow food. So if you are someone that loves to garden, but let's say that you have back issues and you cannot get on your knees, or you don't want to get on your knees, and you want something that is waist high, then that is an option for you. Now, obviously, it is a little bit more expensive and it's going to take more soil and all of that. But once you do it, you do it. Once you pay for it, you pay for it. So that is an option for those. And that's why I have GREENSTALKs. Not that I necessarily need more space to grow food, but again, to show you that if you have nothing but 2 feet of space, you can use a GREENSTALK. And at the time of this video, GREENSTALK is having a sale on their newest color, lemon, and then also they brought back the blueberry. Those are both 25% off until I think the 11th, if I'm not mistaken, either the 11th or the 12th. So if you're in the mood or the market for a new GREENSTALK, definitely go check that out. Use my code LFF10. But again, I try to show you many different ways that you can garden, because everybody doesn't have a lot of space. Some people have little space, some people have a lot of space, and there's different options. I have wooden raised beds, I have metal raised beds. I grow in ground, I grow in the tunnel, I grow outside, I grow inside. So no matter how you grow food, I am trying to create it in my own space so that I can share with you to inspire you to grow food. There's no reason, there's no excuse, there is no barrier to growing food. Okay, y'all, here is the basket that my husband and I picked. It is overflowing. He brought it up here and said, look, where can I set this? Because I cannot keep carrying this. He feels like it's about 50 pounds. I'll have to weigh it when I go in the house. But y'all, we got some our first patty pan squash. Let's see if I can get her out. It's a patty pan squash. I've never grown this before. So let me know. When I looked it up on Google, it said 4 inches in diameter is ready to harvest. That's probably 3 or 4. That's 4 inches in diameter. Okay, so it's kind of small. So y'all tell me what you've done with your patty pan squash, if that looks right. And then y'all look at this squash right here. I was thinking something was wrong, but I looked it up, and this is a particular kind of squash called Zephyr, but I don't remember if I had Zephyr seeds or not, to be honest with you. It sounds familiar, but it grows green on the bottom, yellow in the middle, and then green at the top. I thought something was wrong with it when I looked it up. There's a particular squash that is two-tone like that, so I think it is okay. And it has variegated leaves. So let me know if you've grown that kind before and you've seen that. We have tons more cucumbers. This is not the cucumber basket. That's on the inside. We got tons more cucumbers. And then we have, y'all, the whole bottom is filled with squash and zucchini. So it is crowning up at the top. I will say that after 3 days of being gone, this little trip to the garden was successful. I have to go in the house and wait. I said I was going to bring a scale down here so I could weigh stuff throughout the season to see how much food we're producing. I say that every year and I haven't done it. I'm going to try to do it this year. Oh, okay. I thought my husband was calling me. So I'm going to try to do it this year for sure. So y'all, we have 3 big baskets, because we have the basket of cucumbers, we have the basket of lettuce, we have that basket that I just showed you, and then we have a little small basket of calendula flowers, jalapeno peppers, and some little cherry tomatoes. Oh, and I got to add this. This is 1 red ember cayenne and then a few more cherry tomatoes that we'll add to the stash. But I will try to weigh this. And if I do weigh it, I'll put it up here at the top what our total weight was in terms of the harvest. But y'all, for our first harvest, I think we're doing good. Now, also some things that I didn't show you that I did see, and we'll talk about it maybe in some future, or we will talk about it in some subsequent videos, but it's about to be dark now. So in the tunnel, y'all, you'll never believe, but I saw a hornworm already. Y'all, these insects are out early, and they like, look, you gone, we about to eat your stuff. We had 2 tomatoes that were damaged that my husband saw. And then when I looked, the tops of the tomato plant all cut up, not cut up, but where they have bitten off all the leaves. And I said, that's hornworm damage. And we looked down at the bottom, a big old fat, juicy hornworm on one of my tomato plants. The rest of them look great. So that's one update in the tunnel again, just to show you, everything ain't all roses. Even though we have this amazing harvest, there's still, you know, things that happen in your garden. The other thing that we saw out here, which is a good report, is that I looked, you know, at my tomato plants where we had the aphid damage, and it looks like the aphids are gone for the most part. So that's a good sign that, and again, I'll look at a more close eye later on this week when I'm out here, like to actually pay attention, because I have more tomatoes to prune and to clip. But just as a cursory look, it looks much better. And then y'all saw all the squash and stuff that we harvested. Now you can still obviously harvest squash because maybe the squash bug eggs haven't hatched and they haven't gotten to them yet. So I will again come out here tomorrow and see if there's any more squash bug eggs left. And somebody told me to use a piece of tape to get them off. So I will try that, and then I will spray again, which tomorrow will be fertilizing day anyway. So I will make up a special little potion of some insect stuff to try to keep the insects at bay. But again, with all of that, we still have an amazing, amazing harvest. But I don't want you to ever think that it's always all good and not anything bad is happening. My goal is to show you the true gardening journey. So even though I didn't show you those things today, I did want to let you know and point that out. And again, you'll see me all week long. So I will be showing you some things as we go along. We have way more stuff that we got to get done this week. So just got back in town really, so I need to make my garden to-do list this week of the things that I want to accomplish. I would encourage you to do the same. So wherever you are, I hope that your gardens are thriving, that you have abundance in your garden, that you have prayed over your gardens, and that you are looking to the master gardener, which is the Lord himself, to help you in your garden. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I would love for you to be on this journey with us. And remember, gardening is a journey. Let's grow together. I'll see you next time, friend.